guilty verdict in the case of Lisa Dykes, the Dallas area woman charged with the killing of Marisela Botello back in 2020. It took the jury just 90 minutes to reach that verdict.
Our Steve Pickett joins us from the Crowley courthouse, where the jury now determines Dykes' punishment. Steve.
Yeah, they may be spending more time, Ken, on the punishment aspect of this than the initial verdict. Only 90 minutes, as you mentioned. It frankly may be the fastest return verdict on a murder trial in this courthouse in decades. The case actually interweaved the actions of 3 people, but only one person, Ms. Dykes, now has a murder conviction as a result. That person, of course, as you mentioned, is Lisa Dykes, a 60-year-old woman who cut off her ankle monitor and fled the country after her initial arrest in this case. Prosecutors presented a case claiming Lisa Dykes stabbed Marisela Botello to death in a jealous rage back in 2020, then dumped her body after she found the 23-year-old in bed with her boyfriend, Charles Beltran, Ms. Dykes' boyfriend, Charles Beltran. Marisela was visiting Dallas from Seattle. She was last seen in the Deep Ellum area. Beltran actually testified against Lisa Dykes after murder charges against him were dismissed by the DA's office. And that's when you saw a shift in this murder trial. The defendant, Ms. Dykes, took the stand in her own defense, saying she had nothing to do with Botello's death. Her attorney pointed again back at that boyfriend, Charles Beltran, but the closing arguments from the state urging jurors to use the presented evidence. Dykes' phone pings near the location where Ms. Botello's remains were found. She cut off that ankle monitor. She flew to Cambodia, and Beltran's own testimony as well. I can tell you that there was actual information from this case today that focused specifically on Mr. Beltran's testimony and those closing arguments. Take a look.
You have plenty of evidence that you've heard about this trial as to her motive. The only person with motive and a reason to kill Marisela October 5th. And I'm confident that at the end of this, you will bring quick justice for Marisela, because it is the right thing to do, because the state has met our burden, and you will find Ms. Dykes guilty of murder and tampering with the human corpse.
So, here's where they are right now in the penalty phase of this. There is an argument before this jury if something is Ms. Dykes under the influence of sudden passion. If this jury says yes, the most she will get in terms of a prison sentence is 20 years. The state has asked for a sentence that would put her in prison for the rest of her life. The jury has to determine that. They are weighing those options as we speak. Reporting live, Steve Pickett, CBS News, Texas.
All right, Steve, thank you very much for that. We appreciate it.